All praise to the Most High. If you ain't with me, you're against me. Welcome to Truth Scene Ministries. I'm your host, VII The Street Prophet, checking in with your everyday divine message at 11:11. God put it on my heart one day to, use my gift every Sunday at 11:11 to upload a message that needs to be heard amongst the believers, that keep our soul sharp and keep us in alignment. It's called divine alignment, and it keep us aligned with the highest version of ourselves. So welcome. This is the seventh episode. We had the 7th week. I've been doing this. So welcome, man. First, I'm a man that believe in the Most High. I believe in the Holy Scriptures, and I believe in the power of prayer. So before we begin this message, to the believers, to the rebels, to the chosen ones, bow y'all heads, palms up, and let's give all praise to the Most High in prayer for another day of purpose. All praise to the Most High. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all sin and all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory is yours, now and forever. And when we believe, we say your most holy name, and in Jesus' name, amen. All right, bro. All praise to the Most High. Welcome, man, to your day. Every Sunday, I give y'all a divine message at 11:11. So welcome to your divine message. And today, on the divine message, y'all message is gonna be about the message of generosity. The message of generosity. Being generous, bro. You feel me? Being generous. What that look like? Giving. You feel what I'm saying? When you give, you did? Worrying about giving. And I always say, bro, you know how you stay away from being disappointed? Is give and don't look for nothing back. Condition your mind to start giving without looking for some type of reward. Be appreciative that you are able to give and that you are in the position, but don't warrant nothing back. Don't look for nothing back, because what happens is it becomes conditional, meaning the whole reason of you doing this is to get something back. It's not a full magnitude of servitude, of service, meaning you're not caring about serving nobody else if you only doing an act of service to gain or extract or, receive some type of reward or compensation. That's not generosity. That's manipulation. That's scheming, scamming, surviving. But when you operate in your divinity, God said, I made man in the image of me. So what that mean, y'all gods and goddesses walking on this earth. You don't have to beg for nothing. You create it. You don't have to beg for nothing. You don't have to scheme, scam, manipulate, trap, trick for nothing. You just create it. Whatever you want, you create it. Create means to bring into existence. We living in a day where either you're going to move based upon doing your purpose in life, which is God's will, or you're going to move based upon desire, just you wanting to feel good. This is two different ways of living. One of them going to bring more satisfaction, which is doing God's will and your purpose, and one of them going to bring misery. Because there's only so much dopamine you can release. It's only so much pleasing yourself that you can do. Eventually, there's no satisfaction that comes from selfishness and you just doing things to please self. You see, there's no satisfaction. God got satisfaction out enjoying his creation, being proud of his creation. So it's the same thing with mankind. You should be proud of creation, proud of your creativity, proud of what you can bring to the world, not what you can take. All praise to the Most High. All right, bro. So we jumping in generosity today. And the first thing I want to go over, hold up, y'all. What I want to go over today, let me pull it up for y'all. We're going to go to the Holy Scriptures. Now, generosity. I need y'all to open up your Holy Scriptures because I'm always give the solution from the Word of God. Never my own opinion, but I can always give a testimony of myself in this position, but never my opinion, but only the truth. All right, man. So we going to the book of Proverbs today. Gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters, we going to the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 25 today. When y'all get there, type ready in the comments and we're going to begin. But we're talking about generosity. What does it bring? How does that look? Why should we be generous? And y'all going to like it in a minute. All y'all out there who won't be rich and wealthy and you want deep pockets and some of y'all want, you want to create organizations and, you want to create boards and, community organizations that's going to help to serve. And it ain't all about money with some of y'all. And that's cool. But we're going to learn what this generosity thing is about right quick. Generosity we talking about, y'all. Shout out to Ptolemy King from Texas and my beautiful fiance, Spirit Baby. Oh, praise. Shout out to Bigo Live. Shout out to YouTube Live and Facebook Live. For sure, showing love today. My Rebel family. Shout out to the Rebel family as well. All right, man. Let's jump into it. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 25. And this is what it reads. It says, the generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Now listen, it says the generous will prosper. The first line, starting at 11:25, y'all, it says the generous will prosper. People who willing to give, people who willing to serve. These are the spirits that will prosper. The souls that will prosper are the ones who are in the act of service. People who willing, the more you like to give, the more you are more likely to receive, to be abundant. I want y'all to type this in the comments. Generosity equals abundance. Generosity equals abundance. Being generous equals abundance. Now, what you mean, Seven? When you're generous, it ignites the frequency of abundance, just like gratitude. When you show God that you're grateful for what you have right now, you show the Creator that you're ready to receive more, that you're responsible for more. What does more mean? Abundance, to have an overflow. When you show God that you're grateful for that 1-bedroom house that you've been in for 3 or 4 years, when you show him that you're grateful for it, guess what he do? He prepare you for the 4-bedroom house. You see, you ready for it now. You showed him for 3 to 4 years that you was grateful for that 1-bedroom shack that you was in. You didn't complain. You didn't bitch. You didn't argue. You said, God, thank you for this 1-bedroom. So that brought more abundance. So now we talking about generosity. When you are willing to give, when you are willing to give of yourself rather than receive, that's more abundant. So if you're a grateful person and a generous person, oh man, you should have enough right now. You should have more than enough. See, you the ones that signing the checks. You the ones that's humble, that's giving to the poor. You the ones keep your doors open to make sure people have and have somewhere to lay their head. You the ones who forgiving and taking in. So generosity brings kind of some strength too. When you can give without looking for nothing back, bro. When you master generosity in that aspect, meaning when you live every day looking at ways to serve and give instead of to consume and destroy and devalue, well, you get more. You get more and more and more. God bless you with more and more and more. And guess what? Favor ain't fair. Favor ain't fair, meaning people gonna have to watch you be abundant. They're gonna have to watch you create abundantly and receive more and more. It's a lesson learned with generosity. Generous is to just look out. If you got it, you're just looking out. If it's a moment where you could be generous, act on it. But look what it said. The generous will prosper, meaning the people that's willing to give will succeed in life. They will succeed, bro. Everything you touch, and I'm talking to somebody right now, bro, everything you touch, when you generously give like that, when you willing to serve, always ready to be of service, everything that you create, if it's according to God's will, it's going to be manifested. I don't care if you just took one step. He's going to send the people, places, and things you need to make that thing manifest because you're doing everything to stay generous. You're doing everything to evolve and help the world evolve and grow. You doing exactly what the Most High said. Be fruitful and multiply. Just because you don't have it right now, or it don't look like you ain't got it because you don't have $1 million in the account, bro, don't mean you're not abundant. Look at everything that's around you. You got a roof over your head, transportation, good friends, good family, good health, favor in all your endeavors. Don't look at when you're being generous saying, oh man, I'm doing all this for everybody, but what about me? You have to get out of the frequency of selfishness. You can't be generous and selfish at the same time. You can't give and then say, what about me? You give and say, thank you, God. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for allowing me to be able to bless X, Y, Z. Thank you for the abundance in my life right now. Thank you. Enable me to be able to do more. Expand my territory. It's a walk with the Creator. You're being generous because it's adding value. You know that it's adding value. I told my partner the other day, stop doing favor for favor. Stop doing that. That's conditional. Oh, I'm going to do this, but if I do this, you got to do this. Everything is favor for favor. You got picks. You can't even grow like that. You can't evolve like that. Just be abundant. Just be generous just cause. Stop looking to bless certain people. What if God moved like that? What if God looked on you and said, I'm going to just bless the ones that's doing this? He generous just cause. He make the sun rise on the righteous and the wicked. Even the wicked people get to experience the sun. Even wicked people get to experience the rain. Just like you if you're righteous. So when it's a moment to be generous, just be generous. All praise. Now it says, those who are generous will prosper. So anything you choose, as far as a career, when you're looking to be successful, it says if you're generous, that business will be successful. You feel me? Anything you're trying to do. If you're a generous person, whatever you touch gonna turn into gold. And y'all know what I mean when I say that. Some of y'all got a gold finger right now. Everything you touch be turning into gold. Everything I'm talking about when relationships, when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to knowledge, everything that you've affiliated with gets better. And it's because of your spirit. You are in a spirit of abundance. That's a frequency. Remember, this is alignment. We're supposed to be aligned with the Creator, not aligned with desires and passions. What comes first is the Creator. If you align with the Creator, then the creation of which you're supposed to be making most definitely about to follow right behind. So I got a couple of points, bro, I want to talk about. Now I say, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. So it said when you give to others, you're going to be blessed as well. The more you give, the more you bless abundantly. Now, I know some of y'all saying, yeah, man, but I can hear it all. I can hear y'all voices. It's crazy. Man, I ain't about to be doing all that giving and be, I'm going to do all that. Ain't nobody doing for me. Listen, I got a couple of points that I want to bring up. And this is why I do this, bro, because I know the human nature kicks in. And I know some of y'all done been through, you done gave and nobody gave back. How you supported them, they didn't support you. How you showed up for them, they didn't show up for you. But it's a wisdom that comes with how to give. It's a time and a place for everything. And one thing we're not going to do is burn out. One thing we're not going to do is overwhelm ourselves to the point where we can't do what God called us to do. That's what we're not going to do. You feel me? The Creator don't want you overgiving, overextending, becoming overwhelmed to the point where now you can't focus on your purpose. You can't focus on what He called you to do no more. Burnout, or being overwhelmed. You done people please so much because that's what that is. You giving to people who ain't even worthy. You overextended. The most, you're missing people, places, and things that God done called you to serve because you trying to serve people, places, and things that's not good for you. So it's called the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You have to use discernment when it comes to giving. You ain't supposed to give to everybody. All right. So I got a couple of points that I won't put in. I'm going to put them up here for y'all as we go along. And I want y'all to pay attention. Now, I got a couple of key points for y'all when it comes to being generous. All right? The opposite of generous is selfishness. So I got some points about that too. But let's go with this one. Generosity. It says generosity is not only financial, but also giving your knowledge and expertise, giving time, opening up your home, or giving spiritual, physical, and emotional support will keep you refreshed and balanced. So, bro, generosity to the chosen ones, to the rebels, to the believers, generosity is not just financial. It ain't just money. When we talking about giving, come out of that. Because soon as you hear being generous or giving, in that sense, or donation, y'all go to thinking about money. Immediately, Cash App, Zelles, Venmo, PayPal, you go to thinking about that. Come out of that. Generosity has many forms. If it's not just financial, you can get you spending time to give your knowledge and expertise on a subject or subject matter, right? So, example, not to put too much out there, but recently there was something that transpired in my life that I didn't have knowledge or expertise about, right? I didn't have knowledge or expertise about this particular thing. But my fiance, thank God, has knowledge and expertise about this thing. She has a lived experience with this thing that I'm discussing, right? Now, the act of her saying, babes, I know a thing or two about that because I went through that before. I can show you how to X, Y, Z, if you're willing to trust me, X, Y, Z, right? This is an act of generosity. It's not a person saying, I'm going to do this for you and you do this back for me. No, it's a situation where there's a problem. I don't have the expertise or the knowledge about it. One of a person that's near and dear to me does, somebody that God sent me, and now I'm using discernment, right? Now, what make me trust this generous act? See, this is where y'all get stuck at. How do I trust this generous act? How I know if it's generous or not? Well, for one, I got to gauge, is this from God? That's the first thing. Is this an act of God? If you're believing, you're praying for help, and the help came at a certain time, place, and season when you need it the most, it's an act of God. It's too specific of a prayer. It's what you ask for. The second thing you won't gauge is the person, the believer themselves. Do they believe? You gauge their faith. They're a believer? Yeah, that's two. It's time to press play. You hear it twice, you hear it 3 times, that's confirmation. You have to let go. You can't control everything, y'all. You use wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to discern what's right and what's wrong. So I use that example to show you that even sharing your knowledge and expertise about something is an act of generosity. You ain't got no money for that. Showing somebody, man, let me show you how to file for your FAFSA, for your financial aid where you could get some grant money for free. That's generous. You ain't getting nothing back from that. So if y'all these type of people, you feel me? You in the right place. Giving your time is an act of generosity. For free. Somebody asks, man, you think you can help me, move this furniture, bro? You dig, Sunday, I need to move these pieces of furniture, man. I ain't really got nobody to help me move it. I wanted to ask. And you say, nah, man, I got time. Let's set it up for around the afternoon time. After I do my ministry and do breakfast with the wife and the family, bro, I'm going to come hit you up after and I can do that for you, bro. I help you. Generosity. This brings more and more abundance because why? When you move generous, when you're doing things just cause, you not looking for nothing back. It's just cause. And just by you doing it just out of love, that makes it unconditional. Right? Some of y'all, you're opening up your home. That's an act of generosity. Everybody don't open up their home. I know I don't. You did? But I would open up my home to like I told y'all, gauge is an act of God, and are they believers? I don't just let anybody cross the sill of my door, but I would open my home to those who are in need. You see what I'm saying? I would open my home for parties and events, to believers, those who are in need. Just cause. And I've done it plenty of times. I like to throw fight parties. I'm a big boxing fan, y'all. So I like to throw fight parties, and every time they have a match, like, Javante or Tyson, I don't care how old Tyson get, even though Tyson going up there on national television with his booty out. You dig? But I enjoy creating environments and situations where people would be, I would say, joyous, happy. I always knew when I was young, and I got that from my uncle, well, it wasn't fight parties. It would be, we would order the fight and everybody would come by us to watch the fight for free. It wouldn't be no charging nobody. Oh, bro, I'm ordering the fight. Give me $5 for the Cokes and give me $5 for the food. No, man, everything was on me. When I throw my fight parties, food, the drinks, everything that you want is facilitated for to enjoy yourself. All I tell you to do is just bring yourself. If you want to bring something just to be generous, like a pack of drinks or ice or whatever to add to help, that's cool. That's the whole point, to add value. But if nobody was to bring nothing, I wouldn't be upset, because it's an act of generosity. I just want everybody to enjoy the fight, catch this good event, good laughs, good energy, good food, good people, good times. Acts of gods and goddesses, bro. We ain't doing nothing but bring fruit from and multiply, creating good moments and bringing them into existence. Doing what God told us to do. That's a form of worship when you do that. You feel me? So what else we got? I'm just giving y'all different ways that you can be generous, bro. It ain't just financial. You feel me? When you giving spiritual, physical, or emotional support, that's acts of generosity. So some of y'all got people that y'all specifically pray with. Spiritual support. That's free. That's generous. Physical support. Somebody can't control their bowels. You feel what I'm saying? Might have had a procedure or surgery, and they might need somebody to physically care for them when they're in that condition. You feel me? So it's like an act of service, generosity. You ain't getting nothing back for doing that. You just want to help somebody get to that. Let me help you heal during your surgery. Y'all know how I go. Some of y'all got somebody, y'all just that, some of y'all got some friends just had surgery, and they don't really have friends or family like that. And you know that. So you chose to be the power or the one to say, let me come sit with my friend for a few days or a few weeks. Let me take time off of work to sit with my friend while they heal from this surgery, this procedure. Bro, God is going to always make sure your vats are full. He going to make sure your bills is paid. He going to make sure everything that you touch turn to gold, because no matter where you at in life, you choose to be ready to serve. All praise to the Most High. All right, man. Then I got another point for y'all. Never give to receive. That's conditional love. Give only to do God's will and to remain in an abundant flow. So 7, what you mean? When I say never give to receive, bro, stop giving and looking for something back. Y'all setting yourself up for disappointment. I'm telling you the truth, bro, because I done been there. Especially when you're in the people-pleasing area. And I hope y'all done spiritually grew out of that. You know, that's insecurity at its finest. When, oh man, when you overgiving and overextending and you don't have nothing of yourself, you know, you don't know who you are, you don't know God, you don't know your purpose. Man, you'll overgive and overgive to enemies and all that. And then you be done self-destructed. But when you give, you should only give to add value. Stop looking to give and expecting the same amount of generosity or service or gratitude that you would give. When you give just because. That's unconditional. People trust you more when you like that. And it's not about gaining favor from them. You don't want to be walking around having picks and being respected as a person. God ain't a respecter of persons, bro. Meaning he ain't got no picks. If you believe, he gonna rock out with you. If you don't, you condemn by your unbelief. Straight up. But stop giving in order to get something back. If you're around people that you just won't give for just to get something back, get from around them, man. You don't want to be around no conditional energy, because soon as you're not able to provide, soon as you're not able to get that person placed out there, it's going to deny you. It's going to betray you and go to the next thing. Because it wasn't around you unconditionally anyway. It was there for conditional purposes only. Only what you can do. Whether it was energy, money, emotional. See, some of y'all, you're just around for emotional support. You're around for spiritual support. You're around for financial support. But you're not around just because. You're just around to receive. This is why you stay stuck in a loop and a cycle. Matter of fact, I got that wrote down. Y'all write this point down. Being selfish keeps you stuck in a loop and a cycle of delay and stagnation. Being selfish keeps you stuck in a loop and a cycle of delay and stagnation. Well, what you mean, Seven? Bro, when you get up every day and you on survival mode, y'all know what I'm talking about. You wake up chasing a bag, you go to sleep chasing a bag. You all in your dreams chasing money. You in a poverty mindset. You're not used to having. You feel like you're broke, you're starving, you're hungry. So all you do, you feel me, is stay in a cycle of being selfish, meaning all you looking for is to make sure you straight. All you want to do is make sure you straight. Long as you straight, you could care less about anything or anybody else. And this is the quickest way to get stuck in a stagnant, in a cycle of looping and delay. I know y'all don't like to hear that. Delay. I hated being delayed, bro. Man, God delayed me so long to the point I was like, man. And it's like, it's because you got to come out of self. You can't serve being selfish, bro. You can't be the highest version of yourself being a selfish individual. You can't reach the four corners of the earth. You can't expand your territory when you only worrying about you and baby mom. Or just you. You got a community to serve, man. You got orphans and widows, the sick, the people that's in prison, being oppressed. You have many people and many souls to serve other than yourself and just who in the proximity of you. That's easy. That's easy to just serve, your family who right around you. But it take a higher version of yourself to serve a nation or a community or the world. You never know how far God will bring you, bro. The more generous you become, the more grateful you are, the more powerful you get, the more God allows you to have, the more he allows you to have to bless others with. Think about that. As soon as you come out of yourself and you say, God, help me so I can help others. But if you're just saying, God, help me, help me, help me. Okay, What's the purpose of him helping you but not putting you in a position where you could serve others too? Why would he just help you alone and not help the other 8.9 billion souls that's searching for love and searching for truth and understanding and heaven on earth? Why would he just put the focus on just you? How selfish is that? It reminded me during Hurricane Katrina. You know, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, bro. And you can ask my people from New Orleans, bro. Because we all experienced that. Of course, I'm from New Orleans. And when Katrina hit, you damn right, I didn't want to go nowhere else but my city. I didn't want to be in no Atlanta. I didn't want to be in Texas. I didn't want to be in California. I wanted to be home. But one thing I couldn't do is ask God, why me? I couldn't say that. Because it wasn't just me experiencing Hurricane Katrina. It wasn't me just experiencing a loss of a home, of family and friends. It wasn't just me. We experienced that collectively in the city of New Orleans. We experienced that at the same time. So for to say, why me? It takes me and puts me in a low frequency. It puts me in a cycle of what? Delay, stagnancy. I haven't figured it out that this was never about just me. It's an impact on the souls of others. The experience of what I experienced was Hurricane Katrina. Now, what am I going to do with that? I can't stay in that frequency. Oh, man, I don't have my city back. It ain't like it used to be. You know, why me, Lord? Why me? Why nobody else? Why this? If I'm in that frequency, how am I going to be able to be the highest version of myself? How am I be able to perform miracles? How am I going to be able to serve? How am I going to grow, evolve, and develop if I'm still talking about why me? Why not me? Because Hurricane Katrina not only made me travel from pillar to post, it gave me experience, it gave me knowledge. Because when you travel, it broadens your scope. You see how that go? Had Katrina not hit, I ain't no telling. I might have not went to Atlanta. I might have not traveled to LA and went through and seen and saw the cultures that I saw. I might have not went to Dallas and Texas or Houston. I might have not never been. I might have not met the people, places, and things that I was ordained to see and meet if I would have kept saying, why me? I would have stayed stuck right in that same position, probably stuck in New Orleans, you know, in a loop, suffering from addiction, anything, homeless. Man, it's so much pestilence and brokenness that you experience when you just put yourself in a selfish frequency, bro. When you're just making it about you. You do not experience a good life being in that frequency. Being stuck saying, why me? Being stuck watching others grow and develop. Watch them fall. Some of y'all watching people fail, gain, and you still not doing nothing for yourself. The job and the goal is to walk with God, bro, on this earth. Walk with him, meaning mimic what God did, but use the walk to co-create. When you being generous, it says when you are generous to people like the poor and the homeless and the ones in prison and the orphans, you doing that to God. That's bodies of God you doing that to. Remember, we one body. The church is one. We move as one. Ain't nothing separated, bro. We all fall under the act of giving. You reap what you sow anyway. So when you plant a seed of generosity, guess what come back to you? Abundance. You reap what you sow. I don't care if you was generous 5 years ago. You planted that seed 5 years ago. Who knows? 5 years later, it might sprout. It might sprout that next week. But the whole act of this is to get out of selfishness and greed and pride. Come out of self. You only want to align with self when it's time to have an alone time with the Most High. You can be selfish in that standard to spend time with God. Oh, you most definitely can be selfish with that. And you ain't going to get, can't nobody chastise you, judge you, criticize you for wanting to spend time with the Creator. Now, I'm not saying go lock yourself in no hole for years and years and then come. No, if He leads you to do that, cool. But it's a time and a place for everything. You need to spend at least 1 hour with the Creator every day. You got 24 hours in a day. Make sure you spending at least one with the Creator. And when I say spending time, meaning doing something committed solely for the purpose of spending time with the Creator. I mean, reading Scripture, praying, sitting in silence, worshiping you might just want to listen to some music for an hour, 30 minutes. You know, whatever way you worship, but that should be your time with God. Don't let the world take that away from you. It's enough time to be meticulously proportioned to everything in your life. Spend time doing. Don't do too much of anything. Don't have too much sex. Don't eat too much food. Don't go out too much. You feel what I'm saying? Don't separate yourself too much. Don't spend too much time with family. All of these things can overstimulate you if God is not your center. You feel what I'm saying? God chastised me to the point of, getting my house in order. And a lot of y'all, you're trying to be generous and do all this without even having your homes in order. Get your homes in order, meaning your temples, yourself, your mind, your emotions, your body, your spirituality. Get that aligned with the Creator. That way, when you start to create and you are generous, these miracles that you create, bro, is impacting so many souls, and you just adding up treasures and treasures in heaven. You ain't worrying about what's on earth, but you doing what's right. You doing right. Why it said don't wait for tomorrow. If you could do it right now. Stop saying, man, I'm gonna do it next Monday. I got you, bro. I got you next week. Man, you might not make it the next week. Oh, Prince, you might not even make it to next week. You did? So being selfish keeps you stuck in a loop, in a cycle of stagnation, bro. So today, make sure that you get away from being selfish. And it's going to be hard to, especially when you see other people being successful and, things going in your mind, they're going good for them, but not for you. But don't look at others. Comparison is a thief of all joy. You don't know what them people went through to get that, bro. You don't know the blood, sweat, and the tears they had to endure, the times they cried. You don't know the amount of pain that they in. You don't know internally in that person's soul what they really enduring. So be careful of comparing your life to others. It's the thief of all joy. You don't know what those souls are enduring internally. You don't know their relationship with the Creator. So keep your eyes off other people's portion. Take your eyes off it. Soon as you put your eyes on somebody else's portion, your heart becomes dark. It's a cloud come over you because it's not godly. We are fruitful and abundant. We can create out of thin air. Why look at somebody else and say, I want that. I want what they have. That's envy, jealousy. We should be looking at others and saying, how can I be of value? How can I serve that person? Ain't no treacherous, envious things gonna happen when you waking up saying, how can I serve this person? How can I serve my family? How can I serve my job? How can I serve my environment, my community, the world? When you start to wake up and say, how can I be of value? You place yourself in divinity. You no longer a human being when you do that. But when you say, you get up and say, I'm going to chase a bag. I'm that nigga. I'm that bitch. I'm him. I'm her. You're nothing. Soon as you woke up and said, you chasing a bag for you, you already done knock yourself down into a carnal mind. And guess what happened? Remember what it said? Selfishness what? It keeps you stuck in a cycle, in a loop of delay and stagnation. So no matter what you trying to portray to all these people that you got it, you stuck in a loop because you only thinking about yourself. I know y'all don't like to hear that. Because some of your environments breed itself and some of you ain't used to having nothing. So material gain giving you some sort of sense of worth. You ain't used to having. So that's why cars and jewelry and money and people and things of the world make you satisfied. You're not satisfied with your own divinity. You're not satisfied that you could say, God, thank you. I'm grateful, and create miracles after that. We are in control and have power over the physical dominion. I'm going to be straight frank when I say this. We have dominion over the physical world. We do not have dominion over the spiritual realm. God exists outside of time. He is a living God that is in charge of the spiritual dominion. Now, by us being one with God and us having faith in Jesus Christ, we have a power and authorities over evil. So you can use light and love to destroy wicked. You allowed that power because you what? Divine. That's not a lie. God said, you are God's children of the Most High. So either you accept your title or you don't. You either accept that you're a God or a goddess or you don't. You either going to create, serve, add value, be fruitful and multiply, or you're going to seek, kill, and destroy and deny the Most High. It's not that complicated. It's just a test of your loyalty. It's a test of loyalty, especially in this season. Who you rocking with? You can't play both sides. God don't care about what religion you worshiping. He looking at your soul. That's why I got away from religion, got away from groups, cults. We all human. We all have a soul. What y'all separating for trying to create factions, acting like you're not a divine being? God is not the author of confusion. So when you see confusion, you know God ain't in the midst of that, bro. We ain't confused by a long shot. No believer, no chosen one, no child of God is confused right now. You feel me? Yeah. Jones said, don't go around and just say I am God and don't even know who you are. Some of y'all is doing that. You're walking around saying you God and don't even know God. Don't even have a relationship with him. Y'all think rituals is relationships. You think pouring things in cups and burning crosses, having rosaries, you turn it into a ritual. God cares about the relationship, not a ritual. He don't want you burning nothing up to him and still being pure in heart. Burning a goat, burning sage. All these conventional wisdom things you're doing that you think getting you approval from God. But do you really have a relationship with him? Before you burn the sage, do you know who he is? Do you love him? Would you die? Would you give up everything more than once for your relationship with God? I will. I know I did it. I done did it so many times to where it's muscle memory now. Nobody, nothing in this world could take me away from my relationship and my spirituality and my oneness with God. Not one soul. And I dare you to try. I say that boldly. I dare anybody, family member, partner, lover, child, community member, and co-worker, try to take me away from my relationship with the Creator, with the living God. And watch what happens. We have complete control over our willpower, meaning you get to choose. You get to choose what you want to do, what you want to create, what you want to bring into existence. And every act that you create, it warrants a purpose. So when you create, you either being generous to please God, or when you create, you being generous to please people or please yourself. Two ways of living. Last point, and then we're going to get out of here. The last point I want y'all to let y'all know, bro, is use wisdom and discernment when being given or being generous to avoid burnout and set boundaries. I'm going to read that again. It says, this is some points I came up with. It says, use wisdom and discernment when giving or being generous to avoid burnout and set boundaries. Now, y'all remember what I was talking about earlier, that you can't just be out here giving to no anybody, bro. I'm not sending y'all into the world saying, go ahead, give to everybody. No, listen, you have to use wisdom and discernment when giving or being generous to avoid burnout and avoid setting boundaries. Well, what you mean, Seven? Bruh, I done been there before. Y'all know how I go. When you done gave and gave and gave, your account start dwindling, you're tired, you find yourself wore out, you're exhausted, your body lethargic, and when you look around, you ain't got nobody to help you. When you look around, it's nothing to suffice yourself. You done help everybody to the point where you have nothing. And God didn't say do that. Let me tell y'all the truth, bro. That's family members, that's lovers, and I'm going to drop the bomb so y'all can go ahead and know this now. To the lovers, to the family members, partners, friends, besties, bros, whoever, listen. Nobody that really love you will allow you to ever give to the point where you are in burnout or you overwhelmed. That's no love. That's manipulation. That's scheming and scamming. We living in the days, bro, where people are just barely getting by. They just surviving. They have no power from God. They just manipulate. They're going from pillar to post, house to house, destination to destination. No divine power. Stuck in a loop. Stuck in stagnation. You know where that comes from? Selfishness. Greed. Not being generous. Not looking outside of self. Puts you in a loop of stagnancy and delay. We are sons and daughters of the Most High, bro. We are not here to, and I'm going to be frank, to mess over people, to scheme, scam, plot, plan, trick, deceive. Remember, authenticity is your highest power, meaning when you are operating at your highest potential and being yourself, you are aligned with God. And when others see you, when other people, places, and things see you, animal beings, I don't care what it is, guess what they experience? God. The highest version of yourself is the creator. The highest version of myself is the creator. So when you constantly operate, giving, being generous, being, showing gratitude, joy, kindness, self-control, the more you stay in these energies, the more they can see the power of God. The more they can see King, the more they can see Queen. They're going to start calling you God. They're going to start calling you, what's up, goddess? People give you the title. They can see it on you. They can see it in you. You can see God in people when they operating at their highest self. You see it. You see it yourself. So you want to stay in that frequency. Stay in the frequency of generosity. Giving without looking for nothing back. Giving just to add value. Being grateful. Being thankful for what you have. Not wanting more than what you got right now. Being present in the moment. Not worrying about the past. Not looking in the future. But being present in the moment. So today, bro, I want to send y'all that knowing. Use wisdom and discernment. And how do you use it to avoid burnout? To avoid burnout? To avoid being overwhelmed, feeling like you doing for everybody and nobody doing nothing for you. That's burnout. When you get to the point where you start to complain that nobody is doing nothing for you, and why your life's so hard, you burnt out. You overwhelmed. You people pleasing. You done overextended. Sit your ass down and sit still and regroup. Reset. The world ain't against you. Them people were supposed to use your ass up. You was more worried about what they thought. You was worried about pleasing them than pleasing the creator. That's why you lost it. Had you been pleasing the creator, you would have way more to give to them where it didn't burn you out. You see? If you want to be abundant, you got to learn when to pull back and when to press forward. And guess who's going to show you when to pull back and press forward? God. If you align with the creator, the moment it's time to give, He's going to show you. You could give to that person. It's going to be in alignment. The place, the environment, and everything. It's just going to fall like that. But when you're not supposed to give, He's going to send warnings and signs. Remember I told y'all, identify 2 ways to know if you're supposed to give. Is this person doing this act of generosity for some type of reward, or they're a believer? What's their relationship with the creator? Test them. Some people, they're like, man, one lady, I was at work, and one lady cursed me out so bad. I was driving. I'm in my work truck, and I was driving my coworker, and I'm driving. And she said she was sitting on a corner causing a traffic build up, but she was cursing people out, telling them to give her a ride. I didn't find that out until I pull up. So as I pull up and I was about to make the right, I rolled the window down and she was like, fuck you, give me a ride, give me a ride. I said, y'all right? Fuck you, give me a ride. She was so busy focusing on wanting to get a ride and so mad and so selfish that she couldn't even understand that this was what we rolled our window down for. To help her. You see? So sometimes, bro, you will burn your blessing being selfish. You will burn your blessing always thinking about yourself. And still, I wound up giving the lady a ride because after she cursed me out, I said, all right, after you finish, I said, come here, you need a ride? She said, yeah, F you. Give me a ride. I said, come on in. And she was so confused because she was like, damn, yeah, you cursed me out, but you're asking for a ride. How that go? You know? But God used me to bless that woman to get her transportation. She wound up being the sweetest woman, bro. You know, matter. And she thanked me so much, and she was so happy. It was hot that day. Gave her some ice cold water. Gave her a care pack. Even helped her out the car. She was a little elder, and I had to help her to the door. You know? But what if I was in a condition of I want respect back? What if I was in a condition like I'm only going to help somebody that's nice to me? That ain't what God said do. I saw the position. It presented itself. Generosity. Whether it looked a little crazy or not, I just was in the gift of service. So some of y'all just be in the condition or the mindset of generosity or service, and the situation will work in your favor. But if you are in the spirit of selfishness and greed and pride, then it only bends to you. It don't bend to where it could help the whole picture or the whole scenario, the whole environment. You did? So to sum it all up, bro, you lean and use your divinity to be generous, doing things where you ain't looking for nothing back, and you get more. Generosity brings abundance. But when you operate off of, I'm going to do this to get this back, let me pop them off because I know they're going to pop me back off. Like, no, you're putting yourself in a disappointment, man. You create the disappointment. Because if you're doing things only to receive things back, that's conditional love. It won't last long. But if you're doing things to please the Most High, doing things to add value and to help evolution on this earth, then you build up unconditional love, which activates your divinity, which at the same time activates God, which activates his purpose being done. I'm going to land that plane right now. All right, man. All praise to the Most High. We have concluded and ended this message of the day. I thank everybody who tuned in. Shout out to the Rebel family. Shout out to Bigo Live for tuning in. Shout out to Facebook Live for tuning in. And shout out to my YouTube family, bro. Blessings and love. Y'all already know. Follow me on all platforms, VII The Street Prophet. On all platforms, motivation, music, and ministry is my lane. I'm a professional in teaching people on how to thrive in chaos, how to overcome daily struggles, and how to recover from hard things that done happen in your life, and also how to gain a relationship with the Creator, a personal relationship. You feel me? So if any of these things sound good to you, bro, please follow me on all platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube right now, and subscribe to all my subsidiary platforms. And if you want to donate or support me, the links are in the bio, and I'll leave that up to you on what you want to support. But I do have a book that's out right now titled The 7 Principles, out on all platforms. It's a book that teaches how to overcome and thrive in chaos, and how to transform and become the highest version of yourself while in chaos. You dig? So make sure y'all go get that. It's out on Amazon and Kindle. I'm trying to put an audio book together for it now, so give me some time for that. Other than that, bro, blessings and love to everybody. Before we get out of here, I'm a man that believes in the Most High. I believe in the Holy Scriptures and the power of prayer. So with that being said, y'all bow y'all heads, palms up, and let me pray for y'all before we get out of here and go back to work. All praise to the Most High. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace. And when we believe, we say your most holy name, and in Jesus' name, amen. All right, man. I will see y'all next Sunday at 11:11. Same time, same place. The VII The Street Prophet signing out, saying all praise to the Most High. If you ain't with me, you're against me. 7 shots.